Guys, we're going to go into market opening
Yes.
with 1 minute to go.
And the rates are 1% down on the Bank Nifty. That's the pre-open.
Yeah.
Nifty is down about 90 points in the pre-open. This is playing along expected lines. 500 points is the first dip. The larger stocks, Bajaj Finance, 3% lower. SBI, about 2% lower. HDFC Bank. So basically, financials on the Nifty are down between 1% and 3%. Now, if that's how it plays out and some buyers come in later, that'll be the bulls' best case scenario. But let's see if that indeed plays out. And the other question is, can IT still keep providing some support to this market? Well, off we go. And it is indeed that 90-point dip that we are starting off with. The Bank Nifty is on 528 points. Let's look at the rates then. SBI down 2.5%. Bajaj Finance down 2.5%. Finserv is down about 2%. ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank are down between 0.5% to 1% apiece. Ditto for an IndusInd Bank or a Kotak. Basically, all your frontline banks are down between 0.5% to about 1%. Actually, SBI is falling a lot more, as Rikin also pointed out. They will have to look at a bigger hit because of the growth that they had seen in the unsecured portfolio. 3% down on State Bank of India. And a lot of the reports are indicating that probably they'll have to raise some capital buffers as well because of this development that's taken place. So SBI is the big hit. Let's see what's up on the other side. Okay, so the oil marketing firms, at least there's some good news there. Let's not forget, crude oil prices have literally collapsed overnight. So BPCL is up about 1.5%. Its peers, HPCL and IOC, also are seeing a fair amount of green. So that's on the positive side. I'm trying to see who can support. HCL Tech, there's some buying over there. Then the consumer stocks, Asian Paints, up and about a little bit. There's some buying on Cipla. But Nigel, I mean, I can't see, too much of clear leadership on the other side. I think the hope is that banks themselves stop falling and buyers come in for the financials themselves.
Well, I'll tell you what, Surbhi, from a bullish perspective, today is a far better opening from a bullish perspective than any of the other days. Why is that? Because the market gave you an entry opportunity. Every day we've been seeing the markets open higher. From the lowest tick, in fact, the Nifty is already up close to 60 points. The Nifty Bank is up close to around 200 points, approximately 250 points actually. So today, the markets actually gave you an entry opportunity. Will this sustain? For the time being, the bulls have gone in there and they have lapped it up. Levels you're looking at, well, for the Nifty itself, the level that you're looking at on the downside is 19,625. That's the level I gave you earlier today as well, because the 19,700 put has a fair bit of open interest build up. And in terms of today's low as well, we have that number. That's 19,668. So that's the important one you should keep at. This market is now down only around 25 points and the Nifty Bank is down 300 points. So let's see if this sustains. Stocks in focus, delivery, that large trade we were expecting, that's taken place. 2% equity changing hands out there. A few more notable movers today. JSW Infra, big order win. Stock is up close to around 6.5%. AGS Transact, they won an order from SBI. So that stock as well is high. These are one of the top volume buzzers today. And HPCL, what a dream run the stock has had actually. In this month, the stock is up close to around 30%. I think we had a couple of analysts who joined us on the show. I think Ajay Vora as well was making this point yesterday. That some of these stocks, valuation-wise, well, it appears that bulk of the bad news is in the price. And Suzlon, again, top volume mover, up close to around 3%. Surbi, you want to come in and
Yeah, no, I forgot to mention the financials beyond the Nifty. The big ones are getting the big hits. So SBI Card, need to pull up that stock. It's down about 6%. RBL Bank opened down around 9%. Buyers are already coming in. So it seems to be, the mindset seems to be a bit of buy on dips. Not sure if that lasts. Aditya Birla Capital is the other one that is supposed to take a big hit, as is Poonawalla Finance, 4%, 5% on these, down on these ones as we speak. But Prashant, I mean, I would say it's a bit remarkable because the market is trying to put up a very brave face. And I don't know, I mean, if it sustains here and if this is pretty much the extent of the hit or not. But given the news, it's just a 24-point dip on the Nifty now.
No, absolutely. I mean, this is, and that's a market for you. So, I was using this word for the bulk of the year, Teflon coating.
Oh gosh,
Teflon
so
coating.
True today.
And it is, absolutely. So let's just look at, just sort of widen the gaze in terms of what else is happening. The Bank Nifty, though, is down. Yes, I mean, although from the opening levels, I think we've come off quite nicely. We've bounced quite nicely. The open of the Nifty Bank was 43,656. We're at about 43,780. So yes, from the opening level, we've bounced quite nicely. It's a green candle. Although we are back at the 38% retracement levels of the entire fall. We had gone above the 50% retracement. So this is not, technically, it's not a great sign. But we'll see. These are just the first opening couple of minutes or so. Market breadth. is very positive, almost 3:1, right? I mean, 1350 stocks are higher and about 500 stocks are lower. So looking good. JSW Infra is the top volume-led gainer across the board. Huge volumes on JSW Infra. And, the stock is at 216 levels. It came to the market at 150 bucks. And this is what, this is, I think, the second or the third month. Second month, I think, of listing. And it's done so well already. What else? Suzlon is up another 3%. Stocks rallying ahead. 44 rupees on Suzlon, looking good. BSE, that is Bombay Stock Exchange, that is up about 3.5%. Huge volumes this morning. Actually, out of the gates, you got volumes are not a problem at all. HPCL is up about 3.5%. Brigade Enterprises, look at Brigade, 6.5% on Brigade, looking good and rallying ahead. Solar Industries will come up on your screen. These are not stocks we mentioned at open, but just because of the sheer volumes of these right now, about 4% on Solar Industries coming through. DCX India, again, I mean, I don't recall mentioning this one right at the start, but it's got volumes in it. It's got price move, 4% on that one. Network 18 and TV18 Broadcast, both, of course, affiliated and, owners of the news network that you're watching right now. They went up very sharply yesterday and they're up today this morning as well. So this is a little bit of sense of what's happening in the broader market, broader space. And of course, I think on the downside, it is, of course, delivery with that SoftBank sale. And it's a long list of banks and NBFCs which are taking a bit of a hit. I think we've already mentioned the bulk of it. RBL is down the most. It's down 8% or so. And, Paytm is down about 3%. PNB, SBI Card, Axis, Bajaj Finance, etc., etc., etc. It's a long list. It's basically made up of that entire pack, banks and financial services. Nigel.
Beautiful looking screen.
Hey, just look at this.
I mean, we're down only 15 points right now.
Nigel is saying that I was mentioning banks and I said, no.
Mid caps in the green and the Nifty is down. Barely 12.
That's telling you the texture of this market, right? I mean,
you want to buy. You want to buy whatever negative news, any news you want to buy.
I mean, the screen is telling you that, you need to have your stop losses in place. But I think once we got past that 19,400 odd mark, we had a couple of good sessions. The bears as well, they'll be wondering, what do we do next? We're down less than 10 points now. And that's why this morning I made that point that, you need to maintain the long bias. And actually, today's opening was the best case for bulls because they got to enter. The other couple of days, you're wondering whether or not you'll get to enter, look to buy the intraday dip. Here, Pat, in the beginning itself, we had the Nifty that was down 95 points in pre-open. And from there, it's bounced up. In fact, now it's 95 points in the low point of the day.
Absolutely. Today's morning bull crown really goes to the auto sector. And the bulls would really want to thank autos. All of those stocks are fired up right now.
But I have a sense today may be a little more complicated instead of... because
this is just the opening,
This is the opening. You got a bounce from the intraday low, but it's just the start. And, it's a Friday as well. Markets have done very well over the last couple of days, even in the US, etc. as well. So, yeah, I mean, while the macro tailwind is there, as we've been highlighting, if you're trading intraday, I mean, of course, you've got to be very nimble and watch moves closely.